Yo, what's good, guys? It's Andrew from travelingguitarist.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about a simple question that people often ask, and that is, can guitar chords be used for piano? And yeah, absolutely, they 100% can. The structure of harmony, the musical structure, of harmony is the same, regardless of what instrument you're using. Chords are the same no matter what instrument you're using. A C major chord is C, E, G, regardless of whether it's on the piano or the guitar or the oboe or whatever, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, regardless of the structure of the instrument, the chords are the same. The only difference is the way in which the notes are mapped out on each individual instrument. So, it's mostly, the chord is the same, but it's how you play it that's a bit different. So, obviously on a keyboard, all the notes are spread out right across the keyboard, whereas the guitar, it's more of like on a lateral parallel basis and on 6 different strings. One of the great things about the piano is that, due to its structure, it's like all the keys are spread out evenly across the board, right? Like it's not that confusing. It's one of the reasons why the piano is one of the greatest instruments to learn for compositional sake as well, because the keys are all the same. They're just at different octaves, and you can't play a C note. You can play a C note all over the keyboard in many different positions. However, there's no other C that's the same as the other C. The C's are all different in pitch. So despite the fact that the note is the same, but the pitch is different. Whereas on the guitar, you can play an E note on the guitar like 3 different ways, or maybe, I don't even know how many times you can play the E note on the guitar. But like you can play the same note, the same E note, at the same pitch as well on several different strings. So for that reason, it's kind of like it's less conducive for composition. Although some people would argue against that. Some people would talk about the benefits of using a guitar. But in general, I would say the piano is much better. However, where do I want to take this next? Yeah, so really on the piano, all you have to do is memorize like the first keys, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then the black keys, which are the sharps and flats. And if you remember that in one octave, you know all the notes on the piano for the rest of the piano, right? You know all of them. And what else should I talk about here? Yeah, so you can see in some of these images right here, like you can see the way that you played the C chord right here in this image right here. There's the C, E, and the G, and it's spread across 6 different strings. And here's what it looks like on the piano: the C, E, and G. It's very evenly spread apart. It's a lot more easier to see on the piano, right? However, on a piano, because you have 10 fingers, like you can play far more sophisticated voicings, because you essentially have 10 different options, right? It's not like a guitar where you have 5. Of course, you can do barring as well, but due to the structure of how the notes are mapped out on the guitar, like you're limited in terms of how you can play chords, unless of course you tune your strings differently to a different pitch. But on the piano, like you can see here, like this is a C major chord. Like I'm using almost every single finger on my hands, and like there's, I don't know how many notes are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 notes, and it's all mapped out completely differently. Like you can have a far more interesting voicing on the piano. Now, of course, you can have different voicings on the guitar as well, like such as this C major right here. Like this C major on the guitar right here is a lot more sophisticated than the regular C that you're usually taught when you first start learning how to play the guitar. But yeah. So in conclusion, there's not much else to say about this. Like, of course, like guitar chords can definitely be used for a piano. When you learn how to create chord, when you understand intervallic relationships, you understand scales and key signatures, and you understand all these things. It's pretty much just, you already understand the language. You already understand the language. The issue now is just like taking that language and applying it to a new instrument in which you're using it to convey that very same language. You know what I mean? So, that's really all I have to say about it, Make sure you check out the article at travelingguitarist.com at Can Guitar Chords Be Used for Piano? And yeah, that's all for this video. and have a good day.